Welcome back. Reverend Big John's backyard fishing. We are on a pier in Lake Toho. One of the hardest things to do is to make sure that the camera is on right. And this is a deep pier. How ideal this is for bass fishing, but they could have made the pier a little bit lower, in my opinion. But, I don't run this place. Anyway, giving honor to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Is always a privilege and a pleasure to be here. Yesterday we was on Clear Lake, and didn't really get no footage, man. The bass just wasn't biting. So we'll try this place for a little bit and see what gives. Doing a little buzz bait right now. So once again, welcome back to Reverend Big John's backyard fishing. They want you fishing from pier, but they don't make it easy, do they? I thought that 8-pound test used to pull up that one by my condo. It was a lot. It's a lot. I got braid on this one though, so I don't have to really worry about being able to yank them up. I couldn't do it with that 8-pound test, of which I have right now. I don't know if you can fish off of those rocks or nothing, There's one spot where I was going to, but they have so much construction there that they closed everything off, even the parking lot where I could park it. So you never know what's going on until you roll up on a place. Anyway, man, I tell you what, you know the old saying we do in church, this is the day that the Lord hath made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Good day to get out, man, and fish. Try to find that bite. Just relaxing. Get a chance to work through your issues and whatever else that may be going on. Unlike a lot of people who relax and fish, their idea, of course, for fishing is to grab a chair, some worms, and a bobber, and just wait. And that's cool too, I guess. But for me, it's constantly moving, constantly thinking, constantly trying to work out, figure out the pattern, and trying to figure out what's it going to take to get the bass to hit. What color, what speed. There's so much going on, man. So it really helps me work through the issues. And as a pastor, trust me, I got plenty of issues. I counsel a lot of people, talk to a lot of couples, and you have no idea how many people that I deal with and I talk to on a regular basis. But I'm always helping people with their problems and their issues and their triumphs and their successes, but rarely does the pastor have anybody to go to, when they struggling. So I'm thankful that the Lord gave me fishing. I haven't been fishing long. I guess I am 52 years old. I always got to think about it, man. As you get older, you keep forgetting exactly how old you are. But of that, I would have to say I've only been fishing for about 5 years now. I started off with one rod, one of them clothes reels, push button, and I did a whole lot of work with that reel. I fresh water and salt water. You know, I ain't know no better. I just know there was a rod that I had. And then as I kept fishing and kept progressing and kept learning, I began to add on to my arsenal. And I ended up getting me a spinning reel next, you know. And I worked that, and I used to work both of them, the spinning reel and the closed reel. Then I started watching, like, you know, bass programs and other fishing programs, and I kept seeing them use this bait caster. And I was like, ooh, that's different. I don't have one of them. Let me try a bait caster. So I went over to Bass Pro to buy the bait caster, and the dude persuaded me not to buy it. And he's like, man, this is hard. You know, you're gonna have a whole bunch of backlashes, you're gonna do all that kind of stuff, you know. And so he scared me enough where I listened to him and I didn't get it. And so for a whole nother year, I stayed on my my clothes reel and my spinner. But man, I kept watching videos. I said, man, look, I need to be able to do this if I'm gonna be a legitimate bass fisherman. And so what I did was, went and got one. You know, went and got one, started trying to figure this thing out, and, you know, it took a minute. Yeah, I had some backlashes, and then I had to learn how to adjust it and tweak it, and the brakes, and, you know, the tension and all that other good stuff, until I could find what worked best for me. And so, you know, some 8 years later, you know, I throw a bait caster with no problem, as you can see. So it takes work, man. Anything you want to do in life, it takes a dedication to it. It takes work to it. And you got to figure out how much you're willing to put into it to become good at what you do. Doesn't matter what it is. All the principles are the same. You have to figure out how much you're willing to put into something to become good at it. Now I say good because you got average and you got great. If you just want to be average, you just tinker around with something, and whatever happens, happens. You want to be good, you got to put in some more work. You got to get out there on them days when you may not feel like it. Man, I tell you, there's so much daggone nature around this joint, man. I don't know what's going to attack or not attack. You want to be great, you go beyond then. Now you're really out there fishing, you're really out there pushing it, you're really out there learning it. And it takes a dedication. But those who put in time, it's gonna pay off. All right, enough talking, let's fish. I'll take a baby bass just to break the ice. Watch these birds, they be like little robbers, thieves. Make sure ain't nothing open where they can steal. Talking about caught you not looking, caught you not looking. I think I'm getting ready to try on some other stuff. See how that works. Put a wake bait on. Something I can kind of launch. All right, so while talking to a local, I'm gonna head on over to this marina. There appears to be another pier there that I didn't know about. Well, it's always good to find somebody who know a little bit about the area. He wasn't a fisherman though, so couldn't give me too much info, but he said he liked to watch fishermen. And he said you see a lot of them catching over by this pier. And of course, I done lost my morning time cover as the sun rises. But we'll take a shot, see what we can get. If we don't get anything, pack it in. You definitely don't want to spin your wheels all day in the sun with artificial lures while fishing from the shore. It's just not conducive. But 4 hours is generally my max if I'm in a well-covered area. This is open. This is Lake Toho. So I don't know, but I'm about to find out. Be back in a minute. Don't say nothing about not fishing right here. So, while we're making our way over to the spot, spend a little time right here. I may have missed my bite window at the first place. I know where this place is now. So next time I will definitely stop here first. Check this spot out, and apparently you can fish on that. I guess you just walk in there, you know. It said like paying patrons, so I asked another guy that was right here, the guy at the end is fishing. So yeah, ask the questions, man, because you never know. But everybody is using, like, you know, shiners around here. And, you know, I'm strictly artificial. But it looks like the bite is not here. So, you live and you learn. It's all a part of the process of fishing. There's a straggler out there that will hit. We just haven't got one to hit. And I ain't found the right color for him to hit yet. But they down there looking at us, looking at my Lord. So I'm gonna try a few more things on and we'll see. We'll come back if we catch something. But hey, it's Reverend Big John. Always remember, keep the Lord first and keep your lines tight. God bless. And I'll see you next time, man.